Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm supposed to make chuck roast again, but I'm not because I accidentally left out the beef chuck country style ribs. So we're gonna have some beef ribs. Not enough, so I'm gonna have to cut these into pieces so we can share. I got cabbage and I'm gonna make some corn on the cob. Yeah. So we're gonna have beef ribs, cabbage, corn on the cob. All right, so here's the ribs. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wash the ribs off right now. I thought I didn't have enough, but I got enough to stretch it out for all of us. All right, I'm going to put some pepper on these ribs. I'm going to use up the rest of my garlic. Got some onion. I got some badilla adobo. This right here is just a mixture of my seasonings from different barbecue that I usually make. So I'm gonna just add, put a little badilla complete, just a sprinkle. There we go. Put a little oil on these so it could get rubbed in really good. So that's how it's gonna look. Should still be good. Got the seasoning up there. And I'll put a little beef stock in here. So I'm making these ribs a totally different way. My stepmom loves vegetables, so I ended up getting her some celery, some bell peppers, and some carrots just to put in there so she's not eating so much meat. She hasn't been really liking meat lately, and I just been incorporating a lot of vegetables into everything we cook, and it's also good for our family to continue to eat the vegetables too. So I'm going to set my oven on 375 for about 2 hours just to let it slow cook a little bit. Now, we'll check in about an hour just to see if it's tender and if it needs some more beef stock. All right, so I got cabbage, and y'all, I am so proud of myself because I know how to make cabbage. I usually use smoked turkey or something like that, but I didn't have it. So what I'm going to do now is put some garlic and some bell peppers and let that cook on low while I chop up this cabbage. All right, y'all, so let's get to chopping. All right, y'all, so I am about to put some beef stock in here for a little bit and let that simmer on low while I get ready to chop up my turkey posca cabosa.
No, wait, no, it's not what the mixed up. And you got chased, that's like...
so while that's cooking, I put some liquid smoke inside of my cabbage along with some seasonings, pepper, garlic, onion powder, badia, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and get this turkey cooking and simmered down. So I had to move the pan because I have to make some red beans and rice. I thought I was going to make the corn, but I didn't have any corn, so I pulled out my box of rice, and I'm like, okay, let me look in this cabinet. Let me just go ahead and make this real quick while everything is cooking. I'm also making those cookies you see right there on the side so that we can have some dessert and something sweet. And I took out my ribs to make sure they was a little tender, and they are. So now I'm going to take those vegetables out and I'm going to add those into my cabbage so it could bring it a nice good flavor from the meat and the seasoning, because again, I don't have any meat or anything that was smoked for my cabbage. I did use some olive oil inside of my pan with my red beans and rice so it won't stick the bottom of the pan. And as you see, again, I'm still getting the rest of those vegetables out to go ahead and mix in with the cabbage. And y'all, watch when y'all see it is so pretty when it's done. Let me taste this and see what this tastes like. It is good and it is very tender. All right, so now we're about to go ahead and start making the rice. So I like using this rice. Now this rice is a little bit spicy, so if you do go out and get this rice, just know it's going to have a little kick to it, okay? So what you're going to do is boil the water for a little bit, and once it starts boiling, you're going to put the rice and the beans in a container, all the stuff from the packet inside of there, and you're going to stir it for a little while, and then after that you're gonna sit and put the top on there and turn it down on low so that it doesn't overcook, and you know the rice is not hard and mushy and things like that. If you do this method and follow the box, it'll be just right and you'll make the perfect red beans and rice from the box. All right, so the turkey is done, so I ended up putting that in my cabbage as well as my rice, and having that cooked like that is gonna bring it a little more flavor, and it tastes really good with both of them together. All right, so while that is cooking, I pulled out of my refrigerator some crescents that I'm gonna make with our dinner tonight, and it's gonna be so delicious. Okay, so while everything was cooking, I ended up putting the barbecue sauce on the ribs, and this is when you guys see me taking it out and making sure it's good. And I almost burnt it, but it was fine. Everything about that was fine. So I went back and started doing the rolls that we're gonna have for dinner tonight. And I like using these rolls. Sometimes I'll do biscuits or I'll do Jiffy cornbread. But for the most part, this was good. This was nice. I think the next time I make these, I'm going to have my kids help me make this so we could bond together and just have a good time. And they could learn to, you know, make these on their own as well. And then hopefully they'll start wanting to come in the kitchen with me and we can all cook together as a family. All right, so now I'm about to get the cookies ready and all the things that I need for that. My daughter was really tired, and most of the time I'm cooking, she wants to be on me, and I just pick her up and things like that because she does cry. And some people will be like, she's spoiled, but I don't mind picking her up while I'm cooking, because sometimes I'll have her sit in a chair, and then she also helps me do some little things that's kid friendly when I'm cooking as well. Now, my arm does get tired, and sometimes I tell her, like, hey, mommy, arm hurt. Let's try to take a break. Do you want to do something else? And sometimes she'll say yeah, and then sometimes she'll say no. But for the most part, she was just really tired right here. right, so what you want to do now is check the rice. Make sure it's not hard or anything like that. And y'all, the rice came out so perfect and it was so delicious. All right, y'all, so this is my stepmom's plate. This is our Easter meal for today. We have some cabbage. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Think it's gonna be good?
Look like it.
It does, right? All right, if you like this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video. Love you. Bye.